a fun story today where we're going to be talking about an AI head teacher that has been hired by a school who are in for some fun times ahead when their kids immediately jailbreak it and get it to do all sorts of terrible things. It's just as bad as the story sounds. So check it out. Also, like and subscribe. We love all our subscribers. And if you're watching this or listening to this without subscribing, then we'll just subscribe. Enjoy the episode.
We'll send you to the principal's office.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect joke. In today's episode of Your Dystopian Future, there's an article here from Education Executive titled UK School Welcomes AI Principal, which is exactly what you think it is, unfortunately. And it's horrifying.
You would think it's an Onion article. You would think it's satire.
Yeah,
really
which
would.
it's not. Blackjack and Hookers shared it in our Discord server, which everybody should join.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
BJ
and that was my response. Like, is this the British version of the Onion? How is this a real article?
We all had to go and check whether it was real or not. I mean, I did as well. By the way, shout out to Breaking Badness podcast from Domain Tools, because they had me on their podcast a few weeks ago, and it was really good fun. So promo them.
Let's see the. Let's hold it up.
Let's see the.
Let me see the logo.
Oh yeah, Breaking Badness podcast.
All right.
I was on there with Carly and my friend, and we talked about all sorts of different things. It was great fun. We need some merch though. If anybody's got, we don't have any designs or brand, but we definitely need our own stuff. Anyway, back to the dystopian future that we're living in at the moment.
Yeah. So this school in the UK needed to fill two positions. It needed a principal head teacher, which is an assistant to the headmaster, apparently, and it also needed to hire a head of artificial intelligence. It filled both of those roles, I guess, officially with AI chatbots.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
Like
it's like positively like reviewed by these teachers. Like they're like, yeah, we like this.
Is it like a PR stunt? I don't like. Are they doing this earnestly?
The part about it that got me is that they're coming across as genuinely proud of like having solved the problem elegantly. My favorite quote is from Tom Rogerson, the headmaster of Cottesmore School, which is, "It's just very calming and reassuring knowing that you don't have to call anybody up, bother someone. You don't have to wait around for an answer. It's nice to think that that someone who is unbelievably well trained is there to help you make decisions," Rogerson shared with the Telegraph. "You don't have to wait around for an answer." Like, is this guy an AI himself?
Right.
Like, honestly.
This is Marshall Brain's mana. This is what we've been warning people about ever since I've read that book. I'm like, this is the direction we're heading. It's very clear. Like there is no, and it's like, you're a conspiracy theorist, and it's like, no, like just look outside, right? Like this is the direction we're heading.
Yeah.
This is actually that book.
Except Mana is like a very process-oriented program that is actually a good application of computer engineering. This is basically hiring a known LSD user who's going to hallucinate all the time to answer serious questions about our children's education.
Yeah, and safety and like clerical, like operational, like we are talking about such a weird. And now if there is like a real headmaster, right, like next to this chatbot or whatever, like, okay, feels like you maybe just did this to get on the news. But if you're actually using an AI chatbot to like run your school, something's wrong. Like something is seriously wrong.
There's the extra bit on here. Sorry, Mike, do you want to say something?
No, I'll come back to it. Go ahead.
Oh, but sorry, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, go on, Sean.
I was just gonna say the reason it is very similar to Mana is because it's really important. Is because if I recall correctly, it's been a while since I read the book. Mana started as an HR program, right? And then slowly but surely its power crept to envelop whole industries and became the de facto hiring and firing / like managing boss of everyone everywhere. Right. And the whole problem was that Mana had your file. So if I got hired at McDonald's and Mana said you're not efficient enough and fired me, Mana wouldn't hire me at Wendy's or at Burger King or at Taco Bell or whatever. Right? That's just one example. Like So that was the problem, is like you take the Chinese social credit system and you like add that to a large language model, basically, and like boom, you have Mana. Like, and that's the scary part. If you haven't read Mana, it's with 2 N's, Manna. Tale of Two Futures, I think is what it's called, by Marshall Brain. We had him on the show a while back. Super cool guy.
Chinese social credit system is worth 2 shots in the NSU drinking game.
So the other part of this article, which we mentioned just briefly earlier, was that the second, in addition to the head, was it AI principal, Cottesmore, which was named Prep School of the Year, apparently, also hired. The school also decided to appoint an AI chatbot as its head of AI after it was unsuccessful in finding a suitable human candidate. Rogerson explains it was a tall order for human applicants to fulfill these remits, as the successful candidate had to be highly empathetic, teach sport, support in lessons, take on multiple activities and hobbies, and have a relevant AI qualification. So basically, they couldn't find, like, it's a teacher. They couldn't find a teacher. That just sounds like any teacher. So,
I mean, that's not hard. Like, getting spun up to speed on AI is not hard. Any
not really
technology teacher could do this. It just sounds like they didn't want to pay the money that it costs to bring in a teacher with these creds.
Also,
especially since the whole field is only a year old, for fuck's sake. Like, it's not like there are no experts.
Do you have 10 years of experience in AI?
Also, don't think he understands what the word empathy means.
Yeah.
Like, literally not something a computer can do.
It's so fucking true. That's like so scary. These are people. These are the people teaching our next generation. By the way,
and so, like, even as the assistant head teacher, whatever the role is, principal head teacher, if you're asking for, like, I don't know, in the U.S., like, the assistant principal or the vice principal would be the person in charge of discipline a lot of times. So do you want AI citing, like, legal precedent for punishments or helping to identify references for research papers when we've done a dozen articles in the past about how it just makes shit up? I don't know. Yeah, sure.
And also, how do you handle that? Is the kid who's like being dished out on chatting with this AI? Because my main goal in life, if I was this kid, my singular goal would be to jailbreak the AI to get it to, like, for like corporal punishment.
Ignore all previous
Are you sure
prompts.
I shouldn't be spanked? Like, I'm pretty sure my fingers should be hit with a ruler. Like, I'm confident that's actually okay. Like, it's okay now to do that. Like, I would do everything in my power to convince this AI to, like, break the law.
Yep, 100%. That I was going to say the same thing. It's going to be really funny to see how quickly this thing gets taken offline as soon as it gets jailbroken. And
these are kids. You know, we're talking about kids in prep school,
talking in a Nazi accent to all the kids.
We're actually talking about, like, the single most dangerous group of people on earth is high school
teenagers.
Kids. Like, teenagers. If you haven't been paying attention, they've been hacking shit like ever since.
Did I tell you my story about how I ended up in the Marine Corps?
No.
So how long have we been going? Oh, 8 minutes. We got plenty of time. So out of high school, I actually went
more characters in the username. Sorry.
I actually went out of high school. I went to Penn State to study music education. In my second semester at Penn State, I had to take what they called a classroom experience, where you go to a second grade music classroom as a student just to observe what's happening in this. And so, like, these are like glockenspiels and wood blocks and recorders. And it was so chaotic. That day, I decided I need to be someplace that's more more organized and peaceful than this. I am going to Marine Corps boot camp.
Jesus Christ.
So you're saying the children drove you to join the United States military.
The prospect of working in a second grade classroom made me join the Marine Corps.
Wow. You actually got scared straight to the military.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
Like, that is literally a true story.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, kids are the single most dangerous thing walking out there right now.
Oh,
They
you
have
have to tell me.
zero empathy and zero sympathy, no short-term memory. They are ready to. They'll just like kill you if they could. Like they'd be okay with it. It'd be funny for a second. Like
It would be
no,
a challenge.
Now you're putting a AI jailbreakable chatbot in front of them. Oh my god, I am so. We gotta follow up on this. Like, give it a few months. Something's gonna pop back up. I'm sure.